Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Penniman Room, which is pitch hitting today for us due to an emergency at the Little Steakhouse. This past Saturday, the Golden Lions dropped a 51-23 decision to Prairie View A&M at Golden Lions Stadium in their second of 3 home games for the month of November. This week, UAPB will travel to Alcorn State, Mississippi to take on Alcorn State on Saturday, November the 15th and a 4 p.m. start at Jack Spinks Marino Casem Stadium. This will be the 42nd meeting between UAPB and Alcorn State, with the Golden Lions leading the series 23-14-4. In the Braves' last outing, Alcorn State defeated Alabama A&M 41-14 at Lewis Cruz Stadium in Normal, Alabama. All right, at this time, we ask the players to introduce themselves to the media. Starting with you, sir.
Dylan Nieheiser.
Hometown, position?
Punter from Wake Norman, North Carolina.
Okay, Mr. Rucker.
Kevin Rucker Jr., free safety, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right, at this time we have opening comments from the players, starting with Mr. Rucker. Talk about a little bit about last week's contest and playing Alcorn this week.
I feel like last week we played Prairie View. Everyone knows they have a great offense. They put up points on really everyone that they play. I feel like we could have put better effort. We could have competed more and played better than what we did defensively. We had 5 forced turnovers and we recovered 4 of them, which is really pretty good. And this game coming up against Alcorn, we're going to have to go out there and do the best of our ability. We're going to have to have great practices. We have 2 games left, so it's important that no one gives up. Everyone comes even closer together, and that we have great practices and do this the best we can to finish out the season going with wins. So we can win these last 2 games, and it can bring out for a great season for next year, beginning of next year.
All right, we have opening comments from Mr. Nieheiser.
It was a tough one last game. That's not really how you want to have a homecoming game go. But just focus on the next game, next week, next 2 weeks, get 2 more wins. That way next year they have a little 2-win streak going, begin the season, and focus on next season.
All right, we'll have opening comments from the top dog himself, head coach MONTE Coleman.
Well, thank everyone for coming out to the press conference today here in the Penniman Room. I think Dylan really summed it up. Very, very tough defeat last week against Prairie View. We knew that they were a good football team. Like Mr. Rucker said, we were anticipating them scoring against us. That very explosive offense. I think they're averaging about 38 points per game. The thing that we wanted to do was bend but not break. We did do some things, very, very good things defensively as far as taking the football away. But for whatever reason, I feel like we came out, we didn't play on all cylinders like we played the previous 2 weeks. Excuse me. That we were a little flat to start the football game, even though we started good drives, but we just consistently turned the football over versus this team, and they're too good to give them extra possessions of the game, of the football during the game. We're not no ways finished. We've got 2 football games left. We'll start practicing against Alcorn again today, and we'll have good practices. We're going to go down. We'll play against a very good football team. They've already clinched the East. So my thing is that they're not going to take anybody off the field. They're going to play to become national champs. And Coach Jay is going to probably play his starters for at least the first half of this football game, trying to do basically what they did against Prairie View, and they put 77 points against Prairie View. So, you know, all of it is kind of a strategic strategy that they're using to boost themselves up that they can become national champs. And the thing that we don't want to do is be the welcoming mat for that. We're going to go down, we're going to play hard, we're going to coach them hard, we're going to continue to play one game at a time for the next 2 games, and also use those 2 games hopefully as wins to catapult us into next season with 2 wins under our belt. I reemphasize once again, that we've got some shortcomings. We're very young on defense. Got 4 new coaches within my staff that wasn't with us last year, and we're doing good. The guys are playing hard. They're playing hard. We're making young mistakes, and that's, I guess, the part that it's hard for us to overcome right now. But we're making some young mistakes, and very soon all of those mistakes is going to go away, and we're going to be that championship quality team that we have been in the past. So I just say be patient. That's what I'm trying to do. It hurts because we all want to win. The young men want to win. It would be something different if I saw lack of effort. But they are giving us effort, and they have given us effort in games that we have lost, and definitely in the games that we've won. And if I saw anything different in that, then I'll be looking to change our team. But right now, we are a good football team. Unfortunately, we're just going through some growing pains, and we'll be back.
All right, at this time, we open up for Q&A. We ask that you be recognized and step forward for the microphone. Yes, Mr. Morrell.
Coach, you mentioned Alcorn State scored 77 points in that game. I think it was against Prairie View. It was 77-48, and then they beat up Alabama A&M 41-14. So they're clicking on all cylinders offensive-wise. You as a defensive coordinator, I mean, you've had your challenges on defense. What do you adjust to slow down Alcorn State?
Well, we're going to play basically what we've done, I see. It hadn't been the schemes of our defense that's let us down this season. A lot of times it's just been a little mental breakdowns here and there. And I credit those mental breakdowns to the youthness of our football team. We've got 2 guys, maybe 3 guys that's played for us in past years on the defense, the starting 11. So we're very young on defense. But these guys, I see improvements week in and week out. There was less. I don't think we gave up a big play defensively as far as pass or run. This game, they just kind of chopped at us this last game against Prairie View. So we are improving each week. These guys are getting some valuable SWAC hours right now. So we won't change a whole lot. There will be a few changes that we will make, but I don't know if you graduate from Alcorn or not, so I'm not going to tell you because you might go back and tell them.
I went to UAM. So, Kevin, knowing Jerry Lovelock, the type of quarterback he is for Prairie View, I know you guys had in the secondary really had to focus on their wide receivers a bunch, but they were dumping the ball early in the second half to number 3, Jonte Abear. He was able to turn those screen plays into some big plays. Can you talk about the challenges in that game right there, being able to cover their receivers, but at the same time, here's number 3 taking screen passes, short passes, and turning them into big plays for touchdowns?
Pretty much, they just executed the plays that they scored on. Either we were misplaced or they just executed off our mistakes. And they're, just like I said, they're a good offense. They put up points on every defense that they played against. So it's not like, they don't have any athletes. They're a good offense, and they capitalize.
Yeah. Dylan, how key, and I'm field position, pinning them as back as possible is key in every ball game. But seeing this is a team that's already clinched the Eastern title, how key will it be to pin this Alcorn State team back?
It would be very important for our defense. Field position, that's the biggest thing. No return yards, that's my goal always, every game. So pinning them in kicking it as close to the sideline, so they have nowhere to go. But yeah, that's the biggest thing, is just set up the defense, put them inside the 20, hopefully on the 1-yard line.
And you've been there for 2 years, and obviously, the win-loss record, isn't what you had hoped for. But in the 2 years that you've been here at UAPB, aside from the win-loss stuff, I mean, has the experience been what you thought it might be?
Yeah, it has. We play a lot of great athletes, a lot of great teams, and that's what I expected coming here and competing. And we do compete every game. not every game goes as we planned, or we're getting the win, but we are in pretty much most of the games and competing, and that's what I've wanted.
Sure. Thank you.
Are there any more questions for Coach or the players? All right, we thank you for coming out and having lunch with us today at the Penniman Room. Just a reminder, Golden Lions fans, your 2014-2015 basketball season tickets are currently on sale. For more information, contact the UAPB ticket office at 870-575-8601. Also, your Lady Lions will tip off in their home opener against Philander Smith on Thursday, November 20th, and a 6 p.m. start at the HO Clemens Arena. Let's give the Penniman Room a round of applause for letting us come out today to use their facility. Also, UAPB, Department of Athletics, would like to thank Brookshires for being the title sponsor of the student tailgate that takes place 3 hours before kickoff for every home Golden Lions football game. Once again, we thank you for coming out to the Penniman Room. Next week, we'll return to our regular location, a Little Steakhouse. And once again, thank you for coming out and have a wonderful Golden Lion Day.